Welcome to the Social Circle, where creators come together to turn ideas into impact and goals into a reality. I am Candace, and this is
Jennifer, and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you for joining us from wherever you are. I appreciate your time. I know we're excited about today's topic as well because it's one that I had a hard time understanding at my beginning. And I think over time, it just a lot of practice, a lot of failing and figuring out what works best. So let's get into it, Candace.
calls to action. The part of your post where you're supposed to ask people for something, whether
Yep.
you're selling something, whether you're promoting something, whether you just want them to hit that follow button. That call to action is what's going to direct them on how to do it or what to do.
Yep. And I think for the rest of this, instead of saying call to action, because we're going to be saying it a lot, we're going to call it CTAs, everybody. When you hear CTAs, let's take a shot. No, I'm just kidding. This
We'll
could be
be
a fun
really
game.
drunk. And this is what recording the podcast at night looks like.
All right. So I
Oh
would say
gosh.
the call to action, guys, is a very important piece inside of your content. Like Candace just said, it's strictly a strategy for you to get someone to do something, to take the action you want them to take. And everything that we've talked about and discussed up to this point is like a build up to using the call to action in whatever strategy plan you have for your content and how you're showing up for your people. So I would say someone that I like watching as a reference point for, something that is trending on a certain call to action and also just helping in general is a content creator, social media manager who we had on earlier as a guest speaker. And I'm always going to shout her out because she's amazing. Shannon McKinstry, guys.
Woo
Go
woo, we
back
love
to our
her.
last few podcasts ago. She was on and she's a great individual. She's been in marketing for 10 years.
And she has a
Um,
great podcast as
She's got an
well.
amazing podcast as well. The info that she shares is so good. And so I wanted to point out her reel because she had done such a really good job of sharing very quick, simple phrases like, if you're nodding your head right now, stick around, there's more. Very, very simple, but very direct. And I think we'll put that link in the show notes for later on if you want to check it out, how she's showing it. I think the idea of having a call to action be simple, punchy, and to the point. Do not
Yeah.
drag those call to actions out, guys. People are already going to not look at your direction. They're going to miss it in your video. They're going to miss it in the captions. They're going to miss it in the description. So if you can make it as short, punchy, and to the point as possible, that's going to help you in the long run.
And I do want to say for this circle hack today, just our quick tip, use that call to action, even if like link in bio is so blah.
Do not say that.
And and it used to be that you couldn't say it, right? But
Yeah.
Meta, I've asked Meta, and I believe Moseri has actually talked about it in one of his Friday videos. The CEO of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, every Friday does like Q&As. And I believe that was one of the questions. I'm not 100%, but where he said you can say it, but it's just not original. So just
Right.
swapping out those really basic follow me, you know, link in my bio, whatever, that's what you're talking about, right? Is more
Yeah.
swapping it with what was the first one you said? Because I like that way. If you're nodding,
If you're nodding your head right now, stick around for more.
yeah,
Follow along for the ride. So it's
yeah.
very simple. It's very human connection, right? That's the idea with social media is we want to connect with the people that we want, something from them, something for them to learn from us. So that tiny little bit of you inserted into the call to action is most likely going to get the direct impact that you're hoping for rather
Yeah, and
than link in bio.
it feels more like a conversation. Like if you
Yes.
and I are talking face to face, I'm not going to be like, "Oh my God, Jennifer, I saw the cutest shirt. You can get it from Amazon. It's in my link in bio." I wouldn't say that. I'd be like, "I'll send you the link," or "Let me know if you want it," or "I saved everything for you up the top of my page," or whatever. Like you're talking to a friend. Which
As
which is where we really messed up in the beginning
we
with
were
our once
bad.
again, like, save, share, follow, do this, do
Well,
that, hurry up, go over here, make a left turn, and then buy my stuff.
So when we were in it, when we were getting into the space, I think TikTok was fairly new. People were still trying to get used to TikTok, and I think at the time, 3 years ago, like it was all the things. Tell people to do all the things. You're lucky if you get them to do any of them at all.
Right.
It just became too much, right? It was a like, share, save, and follow. Well, honestly, the best way for your content to grow is for someone to share it to a friend. That is the most important piece that you could do for your content is make something that is shareable that somebody will just send off. So you can turn that into your call to action as well. If you're loving what you're seeing, save this for later or share this to somebody who needs to hear it, right? Something that's
Yeah.
impactful based on your kind of content you're sharing. Hopefully, all of that circle hack info, quick little tidbit. I think we carried on a bit much, but we're excited about that because we didn't know it.
Yeah.
We wanted to share it with you.
Well, I mean, a lot of we're going to talk about it in our main topic as
Yeah.
well, because we need to let you know what makes a CTA effective. What makes somebody comment the word that you want them to comment, or tell you a story because you told a story and that's what you are requesting for engagement, or hit that follow, or whatever. So, what makes it good? Keep it simple, stupid. Kiss, right? Kiss. Keep it
It
simple,
always
stupid.
comes first. Yes. Always keep it
Clear.
simple. Yeah.
Yeah, clear, simple.
I did have a problem with when I was writing my captions, for example, my descriptions below the videos. That was where I really truly struggled. And this is where copyright comes into play. If you become a better student of copywriting, your content will also improve, not only for the hooks and whatever content you're posting on the actual video people see, but all the detail below that video. I was horrible. I
Me
would
too.
drag it out for such a long length of time. The video would have played over and over, but I probably would have lost people within the first 3 seconds anyway because I wasn't using any kind of a hook or anything to keep attention. I think there was a lot of back and forth that you should put your call to action right at the very first line. Then it was changed to putting at the bottom, put your, something catchy to catch the attention on that
Yeah.
very first line that people see from the video. Like all of these little tips and things, and they all can help. Honestly, copywriting and learning how to be a better copywriter has just been the biggest thing I think that
And for like,
I
but
took personally.
listen, copywriting, right? If you're a beginner out there and you're like, a copyright, like that's something you get like a patent on a product, or like that's how I was. And I was 40 years old. I was like, what the hell does that mean? Like, what is copywriting? I came from the military. We just copy and paste what they tell us to do, right? So there was no copywriting. But so that all that is just the words that you're saying. And if you become a
Yeah.
student of it and if you master that, you are able to use that as a marketing tool
Oh yeah.
because you're hitting things that are relatable and emotions of people and sharing your story, but also connecting to them. So that's where that right? Is that how you would kind of explain I mean, it's so much larger than that, but in
Oh,
this
totally.
instance,
No,
that's what we're
that's
talking about.
Yeah, no, it's just knowing the right structure and framing of your wording to get somebody to act on something based on the reel because you only have up to how many minutes per video per platform, right? So
Right.
you want to keep those things in mind. If you're going to have a short punchy reel and a longer caption, just make sure that they stick around to read the caption so they can get to your call to action. That's the only thing. Like for growing your account, as an example, when you're brand new, you're under 1,000 or 500 followers, and you're struggling to get anybody because you are following all the advice of these other people out here saying, write this caption in this way. My biggest suggestion, don't write a caption at all. Just have the simple, punchy follow for more, or if this is making your head bounce, let's go. There's going to be more. Something along those lines. If you are, somebody who has more than 5,000 followers or, 10,000 followers and you're trying to get those people to react to the product that you're selling, for example, the best thing to do then is again, just improve. And this is where I think we utilize ChatGPT a whole ton to
Oh
help with the
yeah.
copywriting that we need
Yeah.
to make our words attached to a person to make them feel something that connects to you directly, and then you offer the thing that they need to solve the problem. That's the whole point of you having this account. That's why you're here learning from us and why we're sharing with you the things that we have tried and failed at. We want you to get there faster. I would say make it, again, your calls to action needs to be easy.
Yeah.
Something that
Simple,
isn't directing
easy,
them to every,
one thing at a time, one
yeah,
goal per video at a time.
exactly. I'm glad you said that. And it is so much more important to remember whatever goal you set for that video, they have one step to follow for that. And
Yeah.
that's forgotten a lot on some people's
Right.
video.
Yes. And yes. And there's also a difference between a just like an engagement or a personal call to action and a sales or a business call to action. There's a
Oh yeah.
difference between asking somebody to hit follow and asking them to buy from you.
Oh yeah. Yep, I think it goes in stages when you're trying to one grow an account on Instagram as an example. TikTok as well, there's always these little stages where you need to kind of morph from one moment into another. You need to go and learn how to mix in growth content, sales content, nurturing content that makes people want to say, "Well, I like you for this. I want to keep liking you for some of it, but you are doing other stuff I'm not really comfortable with, but I think I'm
Yeah.
going to follow you anyway because I still like this kind of stuff you put out." So that's the whole 30,000-foot view of your account,
Yeah.
right? Is you want to have a good mixture of these things. But in the, beginner stages, it's really tough to be a professional, obviously. You still have to learn a lot, and the best way to practice is those call to actions.
Yeah. Yeah, and the engagement, you're trying to get people to engage just by commenting, about themselves or sharing a story or following you, that you're just building your community and you're building that trust, just like you said. And then your sales stuff is about, what do you want them to do? Where do you want them to go? Are you pushing an Amazon product? Do you have your own digital products? Are you trying to push your podcasts? And those are all
Yeah.
our call to action on our podcast clips is comment this and I'll send you the pod. So because that's the goal of the video.
Right. Yeah. That's something that it gets lost when we're trying to figure all this stuff out. Obviously, you need to plan your content and then you also need to plan how your call to action will match that.
Yeah. And here's some examples. We'll give you a couple of examples of some CTAs that aren't like shoving down your throat, right? Easy ones. If it's an education, if you're showing them how to do something. One of our students, Jess, she teaches how to do holistic, natural snacks
I
and
love
more
hers.
natural things rather than buying, the junk that we buy. So,
Yeah.
but that is somewhere where she's at the very beginning, she's going to say, "Hey, save this for later because you
Right.
might want to come back to this recipe." That's an easy one. Save it for later. We do a lot about Charlie and I. So I think yesterday we were in the car. Actually, it's a funny story. I did a story. We were in the car and the dog farted.
Oh.
The dog farted and I put the video. It smells so bad. But I was like, which one was it? Charlie or
Oh
the
no.
dog? And then it gets engagement from people. They have to guess who it was.
Yeah.
And then another one is I'm doing videos for the social circle, our Instagram account, and I want people to go get one of the guides or the how-tos that we have inside of the school community. I'll say, comment, whatever, and I'll send you the link. I'll personally DM you the link because I don't have many chat or anything. So I always say I'll personally DM you because there are a lot of people that have the automatic stuff, which is not a problem. I'm all for it. If you got that kind of traffic, I'm just not there yet.
I like that touch too because it's you're so accustomed to just seeing the link sent check DMs, right? That's such a tired out phrase. I myself have used in the past, I don't have the Autobot response. You will get a personal message from me with this information. If you want it, that's how I was addressing people. And it
Well, you
was
also didn't have
I didn't have ChatGPT or I mean
no
what is it
many
called?
chat.
ManyChat,
No,
that one.
because you've pretty much done this, especially the last year and a half,
Right. Yeah.
as cheaply as possible.
Oh, I know.
Not that that's a bad thing. Like that's actually a good thing.
It's been the what is it? I want to say I can't say the word, so I'm just going to go with this. It's been a hard thing to run this business, do my own marketing, create my own idea content, and all of this stuff, post it, audit it, check myself, correct myself. It's just me. And then Candace is my back end over here doing the video and podcasting and all the
But
crazy
that's
idea stuff.
but
And that's
that's why
how
it's important to say
it's
something
important.
like, "I'll personally DM you,"
Yeah.
because you
There's
are
a lot
doing it.
going
You are
on.
really gonna do it.
Yeah, no, there's a lot going on, and it's all on your what you have in your life that will allow you to fit this in. So
Right.
if you say, I will personally send this over, just give me a day. If you can do that, then that lets the person know that I'm a human being. I have a life. I'm living it, but I will get back to you.
Yeah.
I heard a mentor of mine say that one time, and I was like, that's actually smart
Yeah.
because it's justifying that human connection to whatever it
Right.
is those things those people want. It's
Absolutely. And
reminding
I mean,
people that there's another person.
we all want immediate
I
gratification.
know.
We all want immediate, but you know what? I would rather have a message saying, "Hey, I'm going to get it over to you tomorrow. I'm just really busy right now," rather than nothing at all and then getting it
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 days later. Then I'm like, what the hell?
Right, right, yeah. When back in my what is it, premier design jewelry selling days, you strike
Ooh,
while the iron is hot. Oh girl.
that's like my pampered chef days.
That's so funny.
My pampered chef, people, I don't cook ever.
Uh,
I have never cooked. But I sold pampered chef. Like what?
Tried, no. I think I tried that, and then I also tried not Scentsy, but there was another candle company that I was trying to get into, and I'm like, I just
Mm.
can't. It's just the direct sales to the person, strike while the iron is hot. Like it was just too much. I'm like, this
It
can't
was the
work in my life right
pyramid,
now.
the
Yeah.
constant like, "Oh, well, did you get your people?" "No, I don't wanna get my people. I just want my
Yeah.
20% off."
Yeah. But I think back to reeling it in here
Right.
with our calls to action, guys. The connection from you to them is what we want to start seeing more of instead of the link in bios, instead of direct DMs and whatever like that. Social media is evolving all the time. So by the
Yeah.
time this recording has passed, maybe 6 months from now, it could sound a whole bunch different on how CTAs should appear. Right now, this is the trend stuff that we are seeing is that those types of more human connected call to actions are having a lot more popularity than the traditional link in bio. For the social spotlight, I wanted to point out with a tool that we love to use. Always, we're going to talk it up until they make something new. ChatGPT.
Chatty
It
G.
is a very helpful um, system that prompts you through things. Now, this is what I like to do when I am going in to create my calls to action based on the content schedule that I have for my own content. When my goal, for example, is growth, I just want to have people hit the follow button directly. I'm going to tell ChatGPT that I'm making these pieces of content for a follow from a new person. And I want them to feel that connection between me and this reel. Can you write me 5 or 10 different calls to action that I think I like to use the tone of voice of cheerful but to the point.
Yeah.
And it gives me a very refined version of how to kind of use those 5 to 10 ways of saying follow for more, but in like a fun way. And that's something that is sadly underused is people don't have like this idea of, well, ChatGPT can help write it out, but you first have to feed the
Yeah,
information into ChatGPT.
for sure.
Um,
And don't
it
forget
helps.
that ChatGPT is constantly changing.
That too.
So, right. So when you may have to remind
Yes.
the AI of certain things. So don't, it's not a one and done thing. You're constantly training the Chatty G algorithm too.
Yes, that's important to remember as well. Don't be scared of it, right? Just work with it and try to both of you learn from one another. I think the more you utilize ChatGPT with the content that you're creating, the more that I think Candace at one point did a test to see how well her ChatGPT knows her. And it was
I
spot
do it
on.
all the time. I do it every once in a while just to make sure we're on the same page.
And that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Like you said, all of this social media, digital marketing, it always changes. I
Yeah.
feel like every 3 to 6 months, there's some kind of a ebb or a flow in one direction or another, and there's always a shift of something afterwards. So keep
Yeah.
that in mind. But ChatGPT, I have found, has become my best friend with helping with those calls to action to for my account to make them short, punchy, to the point, but also still feel human and connected to the people that are watching.
Yeah. I agree. I inside the VIP circle, I just want to mention that we have in our step 3, marketing 101, there's an entire chapter devoted to calls to action, where to place them, what to use, what to say. And that is inside of the Social Circle VIP. So make sure that you check out that vault of knowledge that we have.
Totally. And if you have access to that account, you get that 24 365 replay as often as you need it. It's a one and done to get into the community for our Social Circle VIP group. And that information is there for you as long as you need it. Plus, you're able to constantly ask us questions inside that community in any way you need to. So I would
Yep.
say for our actionable takeaways for what you guys are going to start to do is practice those short to the point calls to action based on your content you are trying to craft. So I would say if you have any questions, put them into the comments below so we can answer those. I would love to check them out. If you have one ready
Yeah.
to go, send us the link, share your link so we
Yeah.
can check it out.
Look at your last 3 posts. And if you didn't include a call to action, tag us in it. Let's look at how you could have done it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And and we're happy to help you and walk you through that. And maybe we'll even talk about it on a podcast episode.
I love that idea. Yes, I agree with that. So I think we're going to wrap it up here, guys. This was an exciting one just because we have learned so much in our time of learning digital marketing and marketing in
Hmm.
general. And I think it is a good feeling for me personally to get it off my chest. It is not a hard thing to use a call to action. If
Right.
you do want more information and you do want more help with those, we are here for you guys. I am over here on Instagram at Jen_Radilak, and Candace is over here at Just the Blended Wells. We are all over social media, YouTube, podcasting. We're everywhere. So just check us out, find us, and if you want more, come back, save this episode, send it to a friend who is questioning what call to action is.
Yeah.
Save it for
Yeah.
later,
Or they're putting
guys.
too many.
Or
And you're
there's
like,
too many.
damn, sis, come on, listen to this.
Again, guilty.
Same.
Point is, get back here as quick as you can for our next episode here on the Social Circle VIP podcast.